Greetings viewers, this is Marshall Maverick coming to another video. Today we're going to continue the review for the real grade RX-78-2 Gundam version 2.0. Now yes, it's been quite some time since I've updated everyone and made the second edition of this series for this kit specifically. I do apologize, I've just been busy lately and just been having some time managing my time actually. So I do apologize for that, but hey, as I stated in previous videos, it's a marathon, not a sprint, so thank you all for your patience. But now I'm happy to announce that I can continue with this review for this kit. And of course, for those who are not familiar with my videos, I tend to do a series of 3 videos per kit. The first one is the unboxing, a little bit background. The second video, I go over each individual part. In the last video, I assemble the kit and of course, give a final full review. Basically, it may include the good, not may, I always include the good, the bad, everything else in between. And of course, lastly, if this is a kit worth getting. So with all that being said, let's get straight to review by going over each individual part for this kit. I just want to start off with the core fighter, and this is actually the first time I actually built a core fighter for a kit. And for those who are familiar with Gundams or even some Gunpla, core fighter is actually a piece of machinery, or like you could say like a ship or a plane or what have you. In this case, the pilot goes inside here, and basically this core fighter will actually transform and basically be part of the Gundam mobile suit. And this is no different. So that's actually kind of interesting, but still though, it's really nice. It's actually pretty sleek here. The colors actually do work well. Then again, this is the custom colors for many Gunpla kits, you know, the red, white, and blue, patriotic. But yeah, it's very sleek, very nice, well balanced. There's some paneling I did use on the sides here. Definitely on top of this fin here. But even something small like this translucent piece for this for the canopy for the pilot cockpit, so pretty nice there. Now to transform it, you can pop those out. So take the landing gear off. Pretty sure that landing gear can just fold. Those fold, this folds down, and this gets pushed in, like so. And this gets folded. I think, yeah, pretty sure I need to take this out too. Definitely don't want to break anything. Like so. In addition to this, so here is the bottom of the waist. I'm just going to put the core fighter away for a moment. Now, there's not much to show for this actually. Normally, whenever I do the body, you know, it's in one full piece. But this is actually a little bit different. The body actually comes, or the torso, the upper body comes in 3 different pieces. Now, this is just the upper part of the waist or the bottom part of the torso. But yeah, fortunately there's not too much to see here. Just the cockpit for the pilot just moves up and down. Nothing too crazy there. There was some nice detailing in the sides here, if I can get a closer look. So yeah, that. Of course, the connection piece for the waist right there. And so the core fighter just go here. That just closes like so. The next part is the upper part of the torso. And even this is actually pretty nice too. I really do like how sleek it looks, well balanced, good amount of detail. I mean, I would definitely give credit where credit's due. I mean, there's a reason why this is a 2.0. It looks very detailed, absolutely sleek. This really does stand out, and I'm really like this build has been very intricate. I would say a lot more than I anticipated for, but it was enjoyable nonetheless. Yeah, I absolutely do love the way how this looks. There's only some articulation. That's just for the elbow or shoulders. I'm sorry, shoulders here. And this piece here is just the lock piece. So this we just go on top here. Oh, don't know why this is. Maybe this is something here. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so I just didn't. There's one thing I forgot to mention. When you fold the canopy here, this can actually be pushed forward, like so. So that was on me. Now this can actually fit pop. There we go. And this can fit on top. There we go. Just a little finicky. And there you have the body. Also forgot to show that you can actually open this to show more the cockpit. And that goes there. But yeah, there's the torso. Next up is the backpack. And I actually like just how simple it is, honestly. Just seems so sleek, so simple, nothing too crazy. And that's the one thing I always adore about the RX-78-2 is the first Gundam that I would say Westerners first seen. Also being the original, granddaddy of all Gundams too. There wasn't anything too exotic about it, but that's why I love it. It's so simple, so sleek, and it's just fine as is. And this is no different. In addition to that, though, this backpack actually has some good detail on the back here. You can tell this is actually where the beam saber handles are. There's some paneling I did there. The thrusters do move, just up and down. And the handles for the backpack do move around. And I'll show this. You just take one of these out. And here's the effect part for the beam saber. Going like so. And you'll get the hand here. And all I gotta do is just put it in like so. But yeah, and this is where, of course, it's going to connect to the torso. Next up are the arms. Pretty slender, but very simple too. I know this is a real grade, but like some of the small parts, of course, is still kind of sharp by the I guess the small size of a real grade. But for those of you who have seen my real grade Zaku 2 Char Custom, that one is pretty small as well. But that's the original world grade for Zaku 2, and this is the 2.0 version of the RX-78-2. But still though, this has a good amount of detail. I really am happy the way how it is. Some of these gray parts can actually be covered with some of the stickers or the labels that come with this kit, some decals. But I prefer not to use them because honestly, a few times I use those tiny decals over here, and they just easily just come off whenever I'm like positioning or posing. Okay, so I don't bother even using it. But so the arms actually come with some hands as well. And also come with other hands that I'll use for the weapons, and I will show that during the weapon part of this video. But yeah, you can just remove the fists and put a hand there. Very simple. There is some articulation. The wrist, of course, can turn 360. The shoulder can turn 360. That can move up and down. The elbow actually has a really nice bend. Really happy about that. This can move just a little bit to give an extra articulation, right? Extra joint for the wrist. Yeah, those are the arms. Shoulders, very simple here. Only just a couple of colors actually, and not too many pieces, but still nice nonetheless. I decided to put some decals on these to make them pop out. I'm actually happy with them. This one I kind of wish I centered it a little bit better, but still not too bad. Still not too bad. And these are actually pretty good decals. They're not peeling just yet. But all in all, I'm happy with it. Aside from that, though, it's pretty simple. Like I said, you have the little bit darker white, you have the gray and the dark gray. So I figured, adding a decal will make this pop more. And of course, there are some areas you can add the silver decals. I decided not to because I just like it the way how it is. That also I don't want them to pop off. So for some articulation, the shoulders can actually move up like that. I think that just helps with some range of motion for the arms. And of course, this moves as well. And there's actually two forms of articulation. If you look closely, there's one. You can actually extend these out a little bit without popping the piece out. Yeah, you can extend it out a little bit so you have more range of motion. Or you can push it in to keep it stable. Next up is the waist. And I actually really like the way how the waist looks. It's pretty detailed, pretty simple, but the detail in this kit is absolutely amazing. And there are so many areas for panel lining, and the waist is no exception. You can tell here the front skirts and some panel lining there, right here in the front, on the sides here. I think I forgot to actually clean that up a little bit. So, sorry about that. But of course, in some panel lining in the back skirts here. Because that's where the legs are going to connect. But this actually has some other forms of articulation. So yeah, the waist skirts can move all around. These can move up a little bit. They can just position a little bit. I know there's a way to wiggle this out. But basically, if you were to reposition this, you have extra movability for the legs. And over the back here, I can get my fingernail in there. When in doubt, use a toothpick. Well, basically, this is supposed to... There we go, finally. This is supposed to open up. So you can connect the rifle, the Buster rifle. I'll show that during the weapons part. Oh, and also these can move side to side for waist articulation. So very good there. Yeah, that's it for the waist. Next up is the head, and I always enjoy the RX-78-2 head just because, like I said, it's simple. It very simple. And this is no exception. You have the iconic head sculpt. Of course, there are also the iconic V-fin. And actually, this is actually a pretty nice all white. Plenty of panel lining, especially around the back and the sides. Of course, the face as well. All around good. One thing I want to add about the decals for the head. So, for those who have built Gunpla, of course, they give you decals or stickers for the eyes and some of the light areas, like in the back there and the front there of the head. This one actually comes with a different set of eyes that I'm trying to... I don't know if you can tell from the lighting, but in a way it kind of looks like a proper eye, technically. So there's no like one shade, there's like some detail in there that looks like an actual eye for a robot or something like that. So it's actually kind of nice that this kit actually came with a different set of decals for you to use for the eye, for the visor here, for the back too. So it's pretty neat that it came with this kit. Bandai didn't need to do that, but just to make this kit pop out, it just gives you one extra thing that you can use for decals. So pretty nice all around. Next up are the legs. And just like every Gundam kit, the legs of course took the longest. But I can understand why, because this actually is really nice. Has a lot of forms of articulation, but I'll show that in a minute. But just the look of it, pretty nice, pretty sleek. You have different shades of gray and white. So right here, all these are the same color. But over here and here is a light gray in the back there as well. And of course, you have the dark gray for its, you can say its skeletal form. But nice all around. And naturally, of course, the red feet there. So yeah, pretty nice, pretty nice. There's some areas for decal, especially around the knee. You can also use some decal stickers. I put some there, and I put one there on the thigh. You can add some other ones too, but I'm afraid that if I were to use them, then they would just come off quite easily. Whereas there's some grooves for these stickers, so I'm not too concerned about them accidentally being popped off. Yeah, all around. And for articulation, you have a really nice knee bend right there. Pretty much at 180, so straight up and nice bend there. And for the ankles, you actually have a nice little extra articulation there, so this can back up a little bit so you have more range of motion. This also moves up and down. The feet can go side to side, can go back, can go front. The toes and the ankle can move and the heel can move, like so. This can do a full 180, but that's fine. And this can move as well. And of course, when this is all put together, you can really see how this can actually move around. Okay, next up are the weapons and armaments. I will show briefly the beam saber during the arm part of this review. But here's the Buster rifle. Very simple, very sleek. Buster rifle here, and this is one of the hands I was talking about. So you can just interchange this. This is can be used for the Buster rifle, or it can be used for the actually, the bazooka is a little bit different. I'll show that in a minute. Oh yeah, pretty nice panel lining for that scope there. The scope can actually move around like so. And even this, the magazine can move back and forth. That's about it there. But so I was showing about the waist skirt. So this can be pushed down, and I've got to mention that that hole is actually used for an action base. But that piece that fold out can actually go through here, and of course the finger's in the way. So you can just pop this out. Well, okay, can't pop it out at this moment, but you all get the idea. If this is out, then right there, you can just push that through, and it would just hold this in place in the back, like so. Next up is the Hyper Bazooka, and I mentioned earlier that I thought there were two opposite hands. So as a beam rifle, as a right hand, I thought it'd be a left hand was put on this one, but no, I was wrong. That's also a right hand. That's one thing about this kit I'm kind of surprised about. All the weapons, the manipulators used for weapons, there are two right hands for the, so you can use one for the Hyper Bazooka and one for the beam rifle. But for a beam saber, they only give you the left hand. So, find that kind of interesting. So the only opposite hands that you have are for fist and open hands. That's it. So the two right hands are only used for the Hyper Bazooka and beam rifle. And the beam saber, you only have the left hand for that. But that aside, though, the Hyper Bazooka is actually pretty nice. Elongated, and this can actually extend a little bit. Only two colors to compare, white and very dark gray, gunmetal gray. But it's pretty nice, and this can also move up and down, like so. And that little space there, and this actually will show a lot better than a beam rifle. Same concept, back of the waist, and that can just pop right on like so. That's it for the Hyper Bazooka. And last but not least, we got the shield. It has the iconic shield of the RX-78-2, and it's actually a little bit smaller than many of the shields not the smallest shield, but just smaller in reference to many main protagonist Gundam mobile suit. But still, it's pretty nice nonetheless. I decided to add some decals here on the front to make this stand out. I'm kind of glad I did. Or else it'd just be blank space there too. But pretty nice. And there were other decals I put on the sides here, but I'm afraid they would just come off too easily. But still, I'm happy with the way how this turned out. And a very nice, very sleek, red, white, and yellow. All around, well balanced. The inside actually has a gunmetal gray and regular gray color too. Yeah, I really like the way how this is. The shield just looks very good. Nothing too crazy about it, but like I said before, simplicity is very good for this kit. And there's no need to make it too exotic. So happy with that. I also did some paint aligning right down on top and the bottom there. Actually, not just the top. Oh, I did the bottom. And around here too. So pretty nice. You have the handle here that would go on the forearm. And I thought this can actually move. Yeah, I was right. So this can actually move up and down like so. The handle is right here, my bad. And this will actually connect to the arm properly and to the back. Right here are the handles for the beam saber, like so. And this one you can use the left hand I mentioned, like so. So the left hand is good for the beam saber and the shield. Forgot to mention that earlier. But still, pretty nice. And let's see. Oh. And this piece I think extends. Yep, I was right. So this piece right here on top is actually used for the beam rifle. So if that hand wasn't in there, this can just fit right through, like so. And then make sure to, y'all didn't see that, I do apologize, but that piece that I just push out, that can just stick out right there. And right here, this can actually go to this little slit right here in the backpack. Oh, I did forget to mention that in the middle here, the backpack, if you push this down, you have another area that you can put an action base in. So you have either the waist or the backpack to use as a connection piece for the action base. But you see this thing here that I'm touching with my finger. So this is going to go underneath this piece here of the shield. So it's going to look, just going to fold it, push it down a little bit, and there you go. So you have various areas of how this can hold the shield. Go. Push that down, like so. Oop, long arm. Whoopsie. Oops. Take the fist out, like so. Connect that. Something like this. And if you position this well, which I don't think you'd be able to, but the Gundam eye is supposed to look through that little slit there to seeing the enemies. But I'm going to see if I'm able to actually position in order to do that, but we shall see. But yeah, that's it for the shield. And here we are, all the parts that come with this kit, and I'm just looking to see how much I recorded so far, and I'm actually kind of surprised that for a kit this small, I'm going almost a little bit more than 30 minutes just recording this video, and kind of astounded. Usually bigger kits will have this much amount of time, but no, which I'm a little bit excited. This goes to show this kit is worth it. But I will not speak so soon. Of course, that kind of stuff it will be saved for the third and final video of these kind of reviews. So let's all wait for that one. But until then, be sure to look for the final video where I will assemble this kit and give my final thoughts on it. Till then, be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment down below, hit that notification bell for more video updates. My socials are down below. I have a Reddit and Instagram. There are 2 videos here. One, of course, the unboxing of this kit, and the other YouTube picked out for your viewing pleasure. So with that all being said, thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep on building.